Hello, everyone. Just give me 1 minute. So, um, hope everyone is doing well. I am just going to talk a little bit about this new medication um, that has just been recently approved by the FDA and its mechanisms and basically the pathophysiology, and then we'll go straight into the mechanism of the medication itself. Um, so let's take a look. This is on a Differin Epiduo acne gel, um, generic adapalene benzoyl peroxide. Now, some of you all have already heard of these drugs before, but this is a combo uh, medic, a combo medication. So let's see how they work. Well, before we start, I do want to let you guys all know that what it's actually used for. It's used for acne treatment, and looks like they have decided to make this as an over-the-counter medication, specifically for patients who are 12 years and older. Um, and It's pretty interesting, as you guys see in this next slide here. Um, the acne pathophysiology, technically what happens is there's increased sebum production, which is where there is like a lot of oils and um, fats and oils that builds up inside the skin. So when you look at the skin itself, and you'll see these in the next slides, uh, you have these, you have a, oh, I think we should change the color on that one. But um, assuming, in the concept, sorry about this, that basically on the skin, you have this, oh, why can't I make this a little bit better? Okay, so you have this little tunnel here, and within that tunnel, assuming these are like the skin levels and stuff, you have a, and since it's a black background screen, I'm gonna make this red. You got a little bit of hair sticking out, and then you got in there these little um, kind of like little bit oils inside them in this part of skin. And then you also have some of these skin cells as well. Now, skin cells over time, they're going to die, they're going to get old, they're going to be dead old cells. And typically, it's going to get removed from the skin. Um, However, in certain cases, whenever a disease like acne occurs, those skin cells, those dead skin cells, those live skin cells, the oil, they all get clogged into this tunnel. And when that happens, you will also see some sort of bacteria formation in there and inflammation overall. So, like, there could be an overgrowth of these skin cells as well. So, and then sometimes they become sticky and hyperkeratinization abnormalities occur. So, what they do in the process is essentially like these bacteria um, that's going because it's going to be blocked, and there's going to be like pores that are going to be blocked. So you can have like bacteria that's going to be in there, and they love these oils, and they're going to take the oil and they're going to break it because they're using their enzymes, lipases, and it's going to break the triglycerides to free fatty acids, which is going to eventually lead to inflammation. So before like all of this occurs, it's good to at least start using some sort of treatment so that over time it doesn't get worse. Um, you know, turning to like blackheads or whitehead formation. And to give you a perspective, the difference here, blackheads will usually have open pores, but um, it will still have some sort of like skin discoloration and stuff, whereas the whitehead's going to have blocked pores and build up of those skin cells and all. So let's see in this next slide here the mechanism of acne. Um, so skin contains the sebaceous glands that produce sebum, which is oil. Too much oil accumulates and creates favorable environment for acne formation. And um, within the follicle, which is usually that tunnel where the hair is going in through, all the oil floods that area, which is kind of like what I described in the previous slide. And dead and live skin accumulates, bacteria forms, inflammation occurs, and it just starts getting worse from there. The skin starts becoming very, very dry. Basically, it's going to be inflamed. There's going to be a lot of itchiness and rashes and stuff like that. So it's good to have a little bit of treatment to start. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the bacteria itself. It is an anaerobic gram-positive bacteria, and it uses the enzymes such as lipases to break down the sebum triglycerides into free fatty acids. And so you can see here a picture I kind of drew out here just to kind of show you a little bit. Kind of showing you the orange circles here like a bacteria, and then you have the green around it, which is like the you could say it's kind of like the triglycerides, and then you have the red dashed line there, which is basically showing how the bacteria is making that conversion from the triglycerides to free fatty acids, which start to, contribute to that inflammation. Now, inflammation generally, it's not always just by the bacteria itself. It could also be caused by inflammatory cytokines, could be caused by genetics, could be caused by um, various other immune cells. So this is not the only way that inflammation could occur. However, this is one of the ways in which acne formation occurs via inflammation due to um, bacterial infection. So just wanted to show you a little bit on that of how the bacteria is infecting the skin and causing acne formation. So let's talk about medication, the different epiduo mechanism. The different part actually binds to the retinoid acid receptors, which is basically the uh, receptors. Usually, different part is usually the vitamin A part, dapplin retinoid. So they will bind to these receptors in the skin cells, normalize the keratinization, stop the micromedones from forming, and reduce the inflammatory signals. So essentially, they're going to do a lot of the outside activities, but they're not going to touch the bacteria part. That's when the benzoyl peroxide comes in. It's going to break down into the reactive free oxygen radicals. Okay, reactive oxygen species or free radicals that's going to damage and kill the QT bacterium or C. acne bacteria itself, so it will prevent the further growth of that bacteria, and it may also help reduce uh, the excess keratin and dead skin cells as well, because you're actually destroying the bacteria that's inside the skin cell itself. So it's going to also help in a way to remove the excess keratin as well. So it'll kind of overall normalize the skin um, and reverse the infection overall. So that's pretty much it in this presentation. If anyone has any questions, feel free to um, let me know. Um, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you and have a great day.